going to get started. Good evening. Hello and welcome. I don't think there's anyone here who doesn't know me, but I'm Jeff Bookman, president of the Baldwinsville Varsity Hockey Booster Club. And on behalf of the Booster Club and the coaching staff, I'd like to welcome you all to the 2024-2025 end of season hockey banquet. We're here tonight to celebrate these players, these coaches, and all of you for making this hockey season another great one. We've got a lot to cover tonight, and I know Coach has a lot to say, so I won't stand in his way. So we're going to get right to dinner. They're ready for us now. Enjoy this wonderful meal. Hold on, boys. Players. Yeah, so they'll call you by table. We'll start with the players and then the coaches. So relax, enjoy the evening. Grab a drink if you haven't already. Really enjoy yourselves in the evening. Thank you.
All right, everybody. As soon as Jake Dubois is done with his fifth serving there, we'll be ready to get started. Anyways, welcome everybody. We're going to get this going. Beeville hockey. I've always looked at this as kind of a collaboration, a collaborative effort with a bunch of different people coming together and trying to provide a great high school hockey experience for your kids. And we had a bunch of groups that just, without you, it's not the same. The high school hockey experience is not the same. So I just want to say thank you to all those people. First group is going to be parents. Players, let's hear it for your parents. And you hear it from them all the time in the stands, and parents, as coaches, we appreciate you getting up before the crack of dawn, going to bed late at night, taking them to practices, getting them to games, and then giving us at the high school level a pretty nice completed product, so we're able to compete and compete well in a very difficult league. I think that overall the best league in New York State is Section 3, and parents, you deserve an awful lot of credit for that, and it's really appreciated. I want you to know that. The Booster Club, getting even more specific, the Booster Club does so much to make the high school experience, again, special, with the bags, the jackets, the charter buses, the food, if it's going to be, we're on the bus during a meal or something like that, getting us subs or whatever, and just doing so many of the little things that add up to make a big thing overall. This year, just real quick, I do want to acknowledge Jeff Bookman has been outstanding as booster president. If we could have a round. I don't like to throw people under the bus, but we have had, no question about it, people in the past who have acted as booster president who were more acting as their son's advocate than the booster president. And that's the way of the world to a large degree nowadays. I think people are pretty focused on themselves and their kids. Not once with Jeff was that the case, never. And besides that, just doing an outstanding job. Anything we needed, we had. The coaches, we didn't have to worry, do we have anybody to run the clock? Do we have anybody for announcements or the score sheet or to open the penalty boxes? It was done for us. And I know Jeff will say, oh, that wasn't me, it was all the other boosters, and I believe that, but, you know, he's just been outstanding. Jeff, thank you very much for everything. Some of the behind-the-scenes people, helpers, Matt Man. Love having Matt Man there. His enthusiasm is contagious. He's in the locker room before games, after games. He wants us to win more than our guys want us to win. He's just so enthusiastic. Our trainers, our administrators, fantastic. Our managers, Jack, Ileana, outstanding job this year. Don't know what we would have done without them. It's all these behind the scenes people that really just make it all worthwhile. So again, I don't want them to think we take them for granted. We don't, not for a minute. Obviously my assistant coaches, I'll tell you, Coach Lloyd had a heck of an off season last year because I recruited Newell, I recruited Daniel Walcott. James apparently doesn't find it too distasteful working for me, so he came back. Glenn came back, and we just had, I thought, an outstanding coaching staff this year. I don't know if your kids are like my kids that would never talk to me back in the day when they were teenagers. So I don't know. I was on the ice once this entire year. It's when none of the other coaches were able to make it that particular day. I could barely make it across the rink, but the kids were patient, which I appreciated. But anyways, these guys did all the heavy lifting, all the coaching. I was more like a general manager this year with all, it was kind of nice with all the cancellations and all that, working on talking to the rink and to opposing coaches and the athletic director and kind of coordinating that. But the assistant coaches, just fantastic this year. Can't say enough good things about them. Guys, I'm sure I don't have to tell you to acknowledge your assistant coaches, right? Most importantly, the players. It's the players that determine exactly how the season is going to go. No question. It's not the coaches, it's not the parents, it's the players. And I've had seasons where we were fantastic, competing for league and sectional titles and all that. Couldn't wait for the season to end. You know, just a miserable group of kids. They knew more than the coaches and weren't real coachable. This year was fantastic. This year flew. You know, they say time flies when you're having fun. Well, this year flew by, I thought, and it was because it's such a great group of young people, and parents, you should pat yourselves on the back. These guys would get off the bus. Every one of them would say thank you to the bus driver for driving us. These kids would pick up the locker room at opposing rinks. You know, all their tape and things like that, you know. Glenn knows the manager at, was it the MAC now, I guess, the Cicero rink. On the way back from that game, we had lost to CNS 5-1. He called Glenn and said, I've never seen a high school locker room look like this after a game. You know, usually there's junk all over the place. Not with these guys. Just, it's little things like that. You know, sports teach such valuable lessons. And these kids, they get it. They know the value of being a decent human being and acknowledging the bus driver who got us to the game and all that. So just a great, hardworking, enthusiastic group. And one of the reasons I thought from day one, a 9-1 loss to you-know-who at home, to the last day of the season, a 5-2 loss at you-know-where, and you know, the level of improvement this year was incredible. And again, that's coaches doing an outstanding job, and that's players. Determined, working their hardest, not using any excuses that, oh, we lost a ton of guys from last year, just getting after it and doing a heck of a job the entire year. Guys, outstanding, great job. Some highlights. Obviously, all the wins are highlights. We're here to win. We like to win. So, beating Fulton, beating Auburn, beating Ontario Bay twice, including sectionals. Some stand out though, like the game at the farm. Like, I'll be trying to go back there again next year, and every year they'll have us. I do know that eventually we may get kind of closed out, because I talked to their coach and he said they had 14 home games this year and 6 away games, because everybody wants to go play at the farm. And you can see why. It's just a great venue, ton of fun for everybody, for players, coaches, parents, everybody. So we'll try to go there again, but great win there in overtime. Who scored the winner in that one? But that was a great one. Then just 2 days later, another highlight, playing at Colgate. Again, just a cool experience, a D1 rank, and it's fun. In the last 2 years, we've been able to play at Colgate. The Casanova coach is a great guy. We have a good relationship, and I'll see if we can play there again next year. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but if we can't play there, we'll play at Morrisville, which is another nice rink. But those were 2 big highlights as well. You know, the Casanova game, nice 7-3 win at Colgate was great. But it's not just about the wins and losses. There's a lot of other things too. You know, that all the memories that are formed, like with the younger guys playing. You know, we go up to Oswego for a scrimmage. Sorry to bring that up, Ryland, Oswego scrimmage, but going up to Oswego, and the younger guys thinking, hey, I can do this. I can compete with these seniors from Oswego. And that's a great feeling when they know that. When they score their first goal, you know, as a rookie, the excitement on their face is fantastic. You know, you see the farm for the first time, or walk into Colgate and think, hey, we're playing here. The excitement of winning a sectional game against Ontario Bay, a little closer than we would have liked it, but hey, a win's a win. The goalies getting shutouts, you know, all the big moments, making critical plays, blocking shots, back check, forward check, just so many things. Getting the hard hat, you know, for these guys, because they, you know, made a game-saving play. Just so many highlights, fantastic memories. In this year was even more so than most, I think. Just a great group of kids to coach, and I feel honored being able to have that responsibility of coaching these guys. We try to be team first, always, but it is a group that's made up of individual players, so we want to acknowledge the individual players too. We'll go freshman class first. I'm going to just talk about the freshmen, then I'll start calling you up one at a time. And all this stuff. I've said over and over, people are probably sick of me saying it, but you know, we lost a ton of people. We lost 16 players last year. We lost 14 the year before, 30 players in 2 years. That's more than an entire team in 2 years' time. So, to be honest, you don't like to say, oh, it's a rebuilding year, but you got to come to a point where it is a rebuilding year. We've lost a ton of players. So we desperately needed a freshman class that's going to step in and contribute right away. If we didn't have that, we knew it was going to be a long year. Fortunately, we got exactly that, a freshman class that stepped in and was played 5-on-5, man up, man down, late in the game when we're defending a lead or trying to get the equalizer. We really counted on this freshman class, and that's a lot. You know, like, you're not just playing youth hockey where you're playing a year and maybe guys a year ahead of you. Now you're a freshman and you're playing with guys 3 years ahead of you, seniors, and it's not easy to do, to step in and make a difference like that. But our class did exactly that, and the good news bodes very, very well for the future as well. So First up, Keegan Crowley, come on up. Keegan, nice job. There's that, got all sorts of goodies, come on. Oh, and we got a shirt here too, I don't know what size you are. We got like smalls, mediums, large, XL, double XL for you know. Let's see. Let's get Jack Deckel up here. Jack, you're gonna pick out a shirt. What size do you think you are? Medium, small. You're probably not a double XL. You need to call them soon. Andrew Hawkinson. Nice job. Mr. Owen Hawthorne. Maverick Lemon. Since the end of the season, he smokes. AJ McFeeters. Mighty Max Spino.
Take the hat off.
And Joe Toland. What's that? All right, the sophomore class. Another really good class of players. This is how you really start to build a contender, is stacking talented classes on top of each other. And we got a great freshman class, a really solid sophomore class, and so we're starting to do that. And again, that really bodes well for the future. This class gives us everything. We got goaltending, we got defense, we got offense, we got special teams, you name it, we got it from this group. A lot of times they're asked to be starters to get us established, get momentum right off the hop with a game or a period, or finish up a game or period if we're defending a lead or need one to get back in it. Another thing, they're capable of matching up with other teams' top lines if we want that. This group, we could try to get them matched up with a second or third line from the other team to produce some offense. So just a really complete do-it-all class, our sophomore class. First up, Chase Brooks. DeSantis. Right over. Rylan McCullum. Alessio McGrane. Julius Perugino. That's not for Julius. And Thomas Rolfe. Yeah, don't forget his shirt. And that's our sophomore class. Our juniors. Last year, our junior class totaled 10 players. This year, unfortunately, it was down to 6. Lost a couple players to other opportunities playing hockey. One moved away. One chose not to play this year. But, you know, hey, those were big losses, but no matter. This class filled in, no problem, didn't take a step backwards. It was a group that was indispensable to the success we enjoyed this year. Like the sophomore class, players at every position, goaltending, defense, forwards, and leaned on heavily in all situations. A very complete class. First up, Mr. Zach Bice. Don Dorito. Daniel Hinman. Don Pertell.
Tommy, let me get a picture.
That's a classic. Abby Roth. And last but not least, Rocco Weaver. And there's our junior class. Again, down to 6 this year. Senior class. I know I go on and on about all the players we lost over the last few years, but obviously it's had a huge impact on where we stand at this point, to lose that many players. And so with this senior class, there was kind of an extra burden placed upon them in that we were really young this year. And so we counted on them really heavily to provide some patience. You know, you're playing with younger guys who haven't played high school hockey before. Some maturity, some leadership, just stability. And fortunately, they provided exactly that. I don't know where we would have been without their leadership. And I think all the players, I hope all the players would agree. I think the seniors were really effective in giving the younger guys a pat on the back when they needed it, maybe a kick in the butt when it was necessary, and figuring out when was the proper time, the right time to do each of those things. Don't remember much yelling and screaming out of the kids. Newell, yeah, you did some yelling and screaming. But the kids were very good about that. Obviously, major on-ice contributions as well. You know, we wouldn't have been the team we were without them. But just facing a lot of adversity with all the losses that we had, and I just thought the senior class really stepped in, filled a huge role for us, and can't say enough about them. A small group, just 5 of them, but a very valuable one. First up, Ryan Bookman. Ryan, you get to stay up here a little while I chat about you. All right, Ryan, I'd say an under-the-radar type of player. Didn't get all the goals, didn't get all the glory, all the headlines, but you go to battle with players like this. You have to have players like this to be successful. He spent most of his time on the checking line, and you know, if we're in an away rink, we don't get the last change. We're just rolling lines, so they got to go shut down Rome's top line or West Jenny's top line. And they're counted on to do that if we're going to be competitive. And fortunately, his line was, including him. You love these guys. I feel like back in my day, just a few years ago when I was playing high school hockey, I was always what was that, Chad?
Centuries ago.
Brian, why would you say that? Are you kidding?
Anyways, moving right along. I was a forward, but I was kind of a defense-first kind of guy, and I really respect those defense-first kind of guys that are as pleased, proud, work just as hard keeping the puck out of their own net as putting it in the other net. I really don't want this to sound the wrong way, and I hope it doesn't, but one of my favorite quotes from the movie Miracle, when Herb Brooks says, "I'm not looking for the best players, I'm looking for the right players." And I feel like, you know, Coach Brooks was talking about Ryan. He was the right player for what we needed. Great job. Mitch Burlingame. All right, I'm going to have to read off a few of the accolades here. Team captain is voted by his teammates. I feel like the guys know better than we do who they feel like is going to be a responsible leader, steer us in the right direction. So we like the teammates, the team, to vote for captain. Mitch was almost a unanimous selection. Honorable mention league all-star, had a great season. When he put his mind to it, he could just dominate along the wall in front of the net. Not many players moving him. And as he got going and did that, he's just an unstoppable force. Among our leading scorers, just a great senior year, both on and off the ice. And again, here's where, yeah, we needed his on-ice contributions. He's one of our leading scorers. But every bit as important is the off-ice. With a team as young as we were this year, he was an exceptional captain in that role. Great job, Mitch. Jake Dubois. All right, we needed a transfer this year with what we lost, and getting Jake in from CNS was really a big plus for us. We were lacking, obviously, size, strength, physicality. Well, he provided that pretty well for us. Aggressiveness, we needed that to compete physically with some of these veteran teams. Like, you look down the list, I think Jenny had 11 or 12 seniors, I think. Rome had a bunch of them. Like, we were playing veteran-laden teams, and we weren't one of them. So we needed that size, strength, aggressiveness. Another thing, he was able to play forward and defense and plug in where we most need him in a particular game, which is another huge plus. Seemed like we lost a lot of guys this year. Last year, a year ago, it was injuries. We lost a ton with injuries. This year we lost a lot with illness. And so you lose those guys, and sometimes it's like they were there the day before and now they're not here for a game, and you're like, oh, yeah, Jake, we're going to need you on the back end. No, Jake, we got to move you up to forward. And you just love guys that can have that versatility and adaptability to be able to do that. And Jake did it just great. Kelvin Graham. When we do the tryout process, the coaches obviously talk all about, you know, the skills and the skating and shooting and stick handling and passing and all that, but we also look for the intangibles. Like, we want team first kind of guys. We don't want guys who, you know, it's about me and my points. Nobody cares about your points except for you, that particular individual. It's the big picture, it's the team. And Kelvin, first foremost, all about the team, sacrificed for the team, would come to practice every single day, work hard, compete, push these guys, and it is frustrating. Everybody wants to play, everybody wants to contribute, and I know Kelvin didn't play as much as he would have liked, but he's just a great young man, a great representative of Baldwinsville hockey, and after coaching for 40 years, that's what I care most about. Yeah, I'd love to win. I want to win league titles and sectionals and go to states, but you know, you stop and think, is that really the most important thing? And the answer is no, it's not. It never will be with me. There are other more important things. And Kelvin just epitomizes that. Just an absolute pleasure to have on the team. He's a great teammate, and that's one of the highest compliments I can give to any player I coach. Great job, Kelvin. Tyler Mahalik. You always want to see players continue to progress throughout their high school career and finish up their senior year with their best year yet. And with Tyler, that was 100% the case. He gradually built until he finished off with, I think, a really nice senior season. You know, it doesn't always work out that way. It's a player working hard, committing himself during the season, during the off season. I mean, everybody's working hard during the season. It's during the off season that you really make strides and, you know, pull away from other people or catch up with other people. And he did that. He would go to Muskie's clinics. He would go to Summer League. He would do what it takes to improve. So due to that hard work, determination, and commitment, he, you know, again, finished off with, by far, I thought, his best season. There were times where we had him as a checking line center, did a great job with that. Towards the end of the season, we tried, okay, let's try to produce a little more offense, moved him up to try to do that, and you know, he's the type of guy you can do that with. versatile, plug in a number of different situations. Just a really high IQ player, and you combine that with effort and determination, and you're going to have a heck of a hockey player. And Tyler was that for us. All right, next we get to the awards. I promise I'm winding down here. I know I talk too much, but anyway, awards. Well, we're not that close to done. Coach has a hard time narrowing these down. Anyways, 5 pages, yes. Okay. Thanks, Noel. First up is the Commitment Award. And I just want to say one thing about this award. I don't know where we would be without this individual. And it has nothing to do with on-ice performance. Jack Geckel. Next up, most improved academic average. What we do is we take the first 10-week marking period average, the second 10-week marking period average, and we average them together to come up with the highest academic award, and we see who's made the biggest jump for the most improved academic award. We don't get many guys going up their average during the season. With the constraints of high school hockey and the time commitments, most of the averages go down significantly. But we did have a few that went up, and raising their average more than anyone else, Max Spino. Max, how come everybody seems so shocked about that?
You know why.
I don't get it.
You know why.
Highest academic average. Again, this may amaze you, but we got some really smart players. And if you want to win this award, your average better be in the high 90s, like 98, 99. I know that eliminates a lot of you guys. But anyways, we had pretty much a dead heat with highest academic awards, so we got 2 winners. Daniel Hinman, Abby Roth.
How much did you play?
All right. Next up. Abby, everybody seems to be, what we expected Abby would. Seems to have seen that coming. It's a shocking upset, apparently. All right, the Versatility Award. Takes a special kind of player to sacrifice for the betterment of the team. You know, being a teenager, through the years of kind of thinking a lot about yourself. But we had a couple of guys that really did sacrifice significantly for us. It takes a lot to be willing to do that and to have the talent to pull it off. The reason these guys are getting the Versatility Award, again, 2 winners, is that you can't have enough players like this. And I want these guys to know that the coaches really appreciate what they did for the team, filling in where needed. That's going to be Jake Dubois and Daniel Hinman. wasn't your favorite, but I appreciate it. Rookie of the Year, boy, this one is really important this year because we needed some rookies to step in and contribute right from the get-go. I think we were a little slanted in that we lost 5 defensemen from last year that played significantly, like a lot of minutes. We lost a ton on the back end, and we just immediately needed guys to step in and play, like, in all situations. And we had that with Keegan Crowley and Joey DeSantis. Spark Plug Award, the coaches picked this one, but I think if we had a vote among the team, I think they would have picked the same guy. Obviously, a spark can come from a number of things. A big goal, a block shot, clearing the zone, whatever. Pulling the puck off the line when it's about to go in our net. You know, whatever the case may be. Everybody here knows what a spark, how a spark is provided during a hockey game. But the guy that did that for us, no question about it, Rylan McCullum. All right, the Coaches Award. I think the description of this award is pretty obvious, pretty self-explanatory. Dedication, determination, discipline, a pleasure to coach, not just low maintenance, no maintenance. No offense to anyone else on the team, but this one was really easy as far as I'm concerned. Dom Dorito. Exceptional Senior Award. Last year we had 4 winners for this. We had a lot of seniors last year. This year, just 1. And I think everybody knows whose that is. Great job, Mitch Burlingame. The Founders Award, like I say Founders Award, you're probably, what the heck is the Founders Award? Well, this came about, it was the late 70s when Baldwinsville hockey started. No, I wasn't there coaching. I knew what was coming out of you, Jim. But this is given to the players who represent Baldwinsville hockey in just an exceptional manner, on the ice, off the ice, and we're just proud to have them on the team because they do an exceptional job for us. We got 3: Tyler Mahalik, Ryan Bookman, Kelvin Brandon. Most improved players, this, like most valuable player, is voted on by the team. So towards the end of the year, they've had a full season. You know, okay guys, write it down on this piece of paper, who you think is the guy that improved most. And the team knows. They always get this right. There's no question about it. Again, 2 winners, dead heat, AJ McFeeters, Joe Toland. sometimes we just go with the most outstanding player. But if the vote is pretty close, I don't like one guy to be recognized and then the other runner-ups to just get nothing. So when that's the case, we come up with an offensive MVP and a defensive MVP, and then our most outstanding player is the guy who gets the most votes, whether it's 10 more than anybody else or 1 more. We got to make a decision. So we start with offensive MVP. Among our leading scorers, I believe he was our leading goal scorer and go-to guy, nonstop motor, work ethic, and I just love it, a real distaste for losing. Rylan McCullough. Defensive MVP, I don't think this is going to be a real shocker. A standout in all situations for us. Played an awful lot of hockey. I mean, it's a 51-minute game, and he was, I don't know how long he was on the ice, but he was on the ice a lot. A real presence for us on the back end. First team league all-star, Rocco Weaver. And just one more, most outstanding player. Again, like I said, there's a couple of awards that are voted on by the team. Most outstanding player is one of them. And the guys know. They know who's, like we don't spend all our time in the locker room. That's their space. So they know who's focused, who's ready, who's a leader, who's our go-to guy on the ice, can be counted on in any situation. And they got it right again this year. Clear winner, LSU McCullough. Okay, I promise I'm winding down. One thing, not to shuffle the seniors out the door, but we got to move on to next year at some point too. And I just want you to know we have some great opportunities being offered this summer, and we have to be willing to take advantage of these opportunities if we want to make strides and progress up the league standings. First, I've been contacted by the coach at Skinny Atlas, the coach at FM about Summer League and Skinny Atlas, about Summer League at the MAC or whatever it's called. There's talk of one up near Pulaski with Watertown, Thousand Islands, Ontario Bay. I've told all of them no. We're not going to do Summer League this year. If somebody wanted to do it, that's fine, but I don't think it's the best use of our time and resources. Last year, we're playing Summer League, and these Ithaca and Broome County and Skinny Atlas are bringing in these junior players, and we're bringing in guys who hope to make the high school team. And Scott, thanks for coaching that, but that was a tough battle. We competed and did the best we could and had some success, but it was just an overwhelming situation, I think, for most of our guys. But anyways, the first thing has already started, and that is Coach Field has developed this workout program that I hope we're following. This year there were times where we were physically overmatched. We were playing older teams, and we only had like Mitch and Jake and Rocco good size, Kelvin good size. We didn't have a ton of big guys to compete. We don't want to just wait, in 2 or 3 years we'll be big and be able to compete. We want to speed up that process. The way to speed it up is to hit the weight room and take that seriously. I know it's maybe not as fun. I know guys want to get on the ice and skate and shoot and play, and that's great. But you gotta do the things you don't want to do quite as much too. And big part of that is going to be weight training. Second one has been a constant for the last several years, and you all know Muskie's summer training program. He's going to do that again. Already has. You have times and dates and stuff already, don't you?
Yeah,
Like
we'll email it out, yeah, we'll email it.
So that's going to be coming, and like I really want guys getting signed up for that. It's a difference maker. You know, these other teams, they're playing summer league, they're weightlifting. I'm sure they're doing camps and clinics. We can't fall behind. We gotta keep up with this stuff, and he just does an incredible job. So I want us to take advantage of that as well. In the third and final thing, Coach Walcott, I asked him, why do you not do a summer camp for high school kids? You always do it for younger kids. And he said, we never get older kids signing up. It's always the mites and squirts, and parents want to give them an activity in the summer or something like that, which is understandable. But I told him, if you offer a high school camp, we'll fill that camp. And I mean, I want Beeville filling that camp. It's in August. We had a booster meeting last week, and I forwarded that information to the boosters that were at the meeting. I will send out an email with information about that. But you know, it's not often you get this kind of opportunity, and I really want to make sure that we do take advantage of his expertise. So if we could do that as well, that would be great. I think if we take advantage of these things, we're going to be in pretty good shape. I think we can climb the league standings pretty quickly and really compete. A lot of teams lose a lot of players this year, and I think we've got a lot of good young talent that is just getting started with their high school career, and it's very exciting to see where they're going to end up. Seniors, can't say enough positive things. This was a tough transition year with the loss of so many players, and you guys filled in and did such an incredible job for us, and it's really appreciated. So great job. Best of luck to you guys in the future. Hope to see you around the rink next season. Come stop back when you're back from school, and that's going to do it. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Coach. I'm going to try to be as brief as I can, but I'll be honest. I've got quite a few people to thank, so hopefully you can be patient with me. Quick announcement, for the second year, the Booster Club will be offering a $500 scholarship for eligible seniors. So senior parents, look for an email with the scholarship application package mid-April. We'll give you probably 2-3 weeks on that. First off, I want to recognize and congratulate Coach Lloyd on completing his 40th season coaching the Bees hockey team. Believe it or not, Coach and I have a connection with his first season, the 85-86 season. That's right, I said 85-86 season. No, I didn't play for Coach, but he was my 7th grade health teacher that year. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm sure that's one of his fondest teaching memories.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, Coach. All kidding aside, congrats again, Coach,
Thank
on
you.
40 seasons with the Bees. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. On behalf of the Booster Club, I'd like to thank the players, the coaches, and the parents and families for all your tremendous support this year. We wouldn't be able to provide the level of support this program deserves without your support. It means a great deal, and we appreciate it immensely, so thank you very much. Just like it takes a great team effort on the ice, it takes a great team effort off the ice, and we had a tremendous effort once again this year with our Booster Club. So I'd like to take a few moments to recognize and thank the Booster team. First, our Vice President, Carrie Bice. always making yourself available, for being willing to do anything, whether it was picking up something at Mackay's, making up and printing out our home game roster handouts, or whatever. You were always willing and mostly able. Always willing and able. So thank you for your commitment. Thank you, Carrie. Our treasurer, Lisa Mahalik. This was Lisa's first year on the Booster Club board, and she didn't hesitate to jump right in. So thank you for always being available for countless emails, texts, phone calls, and ad hoc meetings, for keeping a keen eye on our financials, for helping with senior night coordination. Special thanks for putting our season program together. That came out great. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Our secretary, Tim Graham. Tim couldn't make it tonight. He's traveling for work. This was Tim's first year on the Booster Club board, and he also jumped right in. Thank you for your detailed note-taking and for keeping our meetings on track. Very focused individual. Thank you for your honesty and your unique sense of humor. So thank you, Tim. Director of Communications, Spike Brooks. I'm loving the enthusiasm. This was Spike's first year on the Booster Club board. He's very eager to help. Thank you for building our social media presence. So as of Tuesday, we had 597 Facebook followers and 282 Instagram followers. Thank you for your enthusiasm and your willingness to help wherever help was needed. Thank you, Spike. Director of Fundraising, Charlotte Roth. This was Charlotte's second year on the Booster Club board. Anyone who knows Charlotte knows she is willing and able to do most anything. She managed our 50-50 sales at home games, ran our Thanksgiving and Super Bowl boards, our fundraiser nights at Sal's and Chick-fil-A. She was the driver and organizer behind our Teacher Appreciation Night, and as well as our Futures Night, which was awesome. That's definitely something that we've talked about. We're gonna keep going. I believe the final number for Futures Night was 55, so that's fantastic. Charlotte also made sure the Baldwinsville Pep Band Plan B had our home game schedule. Believe it or not, last season, the 2023-2024 season, was their first home hockey game in over 6 years. It's great having them at the home games. For organizing the 40th season celebration for Coach Lloyd, for making player photo buttons for our hockey moms. She even helped with our socials. Charlotte, thank you for your energy and drive. There are 12 total positions available on the Booster Club board. The 5 I just recognized, the president, as well as 6 at-large positions. All 6 of our at-large positions were vacant until, in the last 2 months, we've had 6 new people join the Booster Club board, which is, again, awesome. So the Booster Club is full. They are, in no particular order, Ashley Perugino, Becky Spino, Jen Hawthorne, Jody Brooks, Christine Rolfe, and Max Sutton. They all bring great enthusiasm, and we're fortunate to have them. Thank you all. Now, briefly, I'd like to recognize those that helped us with our home game duties. So our announcer this year, Randy Roth. This was Randy's first year announcing our home games. Randy was enthusiastic and always prepared, the consummate professional. Did a great job for us. Thank you, Randy. Our music man, Rich Weaver. This was Rich's second year spinning the tunes for us. Anyone who knows hockey knows how important it is to have a skilled music man. It's true. Rich is constantly working on his game, and he helps to bring a positive energy to our home games. Great job again this year. Thank you, Rich. Game clock, Kevin McGrain. This was Kevin's second year on the clock. Kevin does a great job and somehow blocks out all the distractions in the booth, which can be many. Great job again this year. Thank you, Kevin. Tim Graham, score sheet. This was Tim's second year on the sheet. A focused professional, solid job once again. Thank you, Tim. Joe Mahalik. So this was Joe's third year helping out, along with penalty box. Joe helped with score sheets in the past. Thank you, Joe. And finally, Spike Brooks. We were short a couple of games on the score sheet. I asked Spike if he was able to help out. He didn't hesitate. Even though he was focused on doing the posts for Instagram, he was a gamer. Thank you, Spike. I know Coach acknowledged Matt Taylor, but I do want to acknowledge Matt. So Matt is an ever-presence at our home games, live streaming and photographing our games and our banquets. So Matt has a YouTube channel. It's at MattMan2006. So he has a wealth of catalog of games on there. This banquet will be posted on there probably in a couple days.
Yeah.
He has a website, SmugMug, mattman2006.smugmug.com. So he has tons of
If
photographs
you go to
on
the
there.
video, any of the videos I did this year, even live streams, there's a link to on that link. I'll take you right to the site.
Excellent. Well, thank you for supporting the Bees and your infectious enthusiasm, as Coach alluded to, and energy. Thank you, Matt. So I also want to acknowledge Scott Thomas Photography. So Scott did our team pictures again this year. He also attended a lot of our games, both home and away, to take action shots. He's offering digital prints for players through his website. We have a posting on our Facebook page. He has individuals and a season package of all the athletes' photos on a USB for $75. If you're interested, check it out. Scott, this was Scott's last year as he'll be moving out of state. So thank you, Scott. Almost done. I know they are no longer on the track board, but I want to recognize Scott Hinman and Charlotte Roth. For all their efforts with the track and their leadership in getting the East Rink back up last year, and for all they did to keep Beeville Hockey's home facility operating. Thank you, Scott and Charlotte. I'd also like to recognize Adam and Jen Pertel. And their company, Quality Mechanical Services, for all they have done and continue to do to keep the track facility operating, and for being instrumental in reviving the East Rink and now the West Rink again. So thank you, Adam and Jen. Last page. Sarah Burlingame. Thank you for your help with senior night coordination and for putting the senior photo collages together. They were awesome. some photos. Thank you. Thank you to all our many senior night helpers, teacher appreciation night helpers, future night helpers, 50/50 sales helpers, those being Ashley Perugino, Christine Rolfe, Jen Hawthorne, Judy Brooks, and Kelly Weiss. Thank you all. Those who hosted team dinners this year, so thank you Roths for providing subs for our late notice canceled Rome game. Thank you Brookses and Rolfs for providing pizza for our rescheduled Rome game. Thank you Maholics, Hinmans, Weavers, Grams, Doritos, Burlingames, Tolans, and Peruginos, hope I didn't miss anybody, for the team dinner at Sal's Pizzeria. And thank you Spinos and the freshman parents for hosting dinner at the Spinos. Thank you. Thank you to all those who provided snacks and drinks for our home and away games. We'd also like to thank Baldwinsville Athletic Director Chris Campolita and Superintendent Joe DeBarbary for their continued support. As Coach mentioned, our athletic trainers Megan Fitzpatrick and Allison Sauter. And of course, our coaches, Mark Lloyd, Glenn McCaffrey, couldn't be here. James Muscatello. Newell Field. And Daniel Wally Walcott. Can we please have the seniors up front to present gifts to the coaches?
This is a gift from the players to Coach Walcott for bringing professional experience to practices and taking time out of his very busy schedule to help us improve this season. So thank you, Coach Walcott.
This is a gift for Coach Muskie for always taking time out of his schedule to help us stay fresh in the off season with all his camps and clinics. Thank you, Coach Muskie.
This is a gift for Coach McCaffrey for showing up at every practice and just being a good coach.
I got a gift for Coach Field for always making sure that we are definitely conditioned, making sure we have someone to look at when we need more conditioning.
And last but not least, this is a gift for Coach Lloyd for everything he's done for this organization over the past 40 years. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. And just to wrap it up here, I would personally like to thank all of you for supporting me as your Booster Club president for the last 2 years. It has sincerely been my honor and pleasure to serve you and the Baldwinsville Hockey Bees. Thank you very much. Finally, thank you, Chris and the team here at Pastas on the Green for hosting us this evening. Thank you. If you didn't know, there's a dessert table in the back. Definitely get some pictures up front of the team, individuals, whatever you guys want to do. Thank you very much. Thank you.